Some people change a village not with power or money, but with a single, quiet belief. At the edge of a small countryside village stood an old neem tree, its branches stretching wide like open arms. Beneath it was a tiny clay house where an elderly woman named Mrs. Eleanor Hale lived alone. Mrs. Hale was very old. Her back was bent, her hair silver white, and her hands trembled slightly when she poured tea. Yet there was one thing no one could ignore: she always smiled. Even when the harvest failed, even when neighbors complained about life, even when loneliness surrounded her, people often whispered, "How can she still smile after losing everyone?" Her husband had passed away years ago. Her only son had left for the city and never returned. Still, she never blamed fate. Every evening, she sat under the neem tree, greeting passers-by with calm eyes and a warm heart. Life in the village was hard. Farmers struggled, shopkeepers barely survived, and illness often stole people's strength. Worry lived in almost every home. One afternoon, a young woman named Laura arrived at Mrs. Hale's door, her face wet with tears. "I don't know how much longer I can go on," Laura said, her voice shaking. "My husband went to the city to find work. It's been months. No letters, no money. My children go to bed hungry, and I'm terrified." Mrs. Hale gently pointed to the ground beside her. "Sit, my dear," she said softly. "Tell me, what do you keep telling yourself every day?" Laura wiped her eyes. "That everything will fall apart, that he won't come back, that my children will suffer." Mrs. Hale nodded slowly. "Then your heart is already tired before the day even begins." Laura looked confused. "What do you mean?" Instead of answering, Mrs. Hale smiled. "Let me tell you something I once witnessed." Years ago, Mrs. Hale said she had met a man sitting by a roadside, broken and hopeless. He had no money, no home, and no one waiting for him. He cried, saying his life was over. "I asked him," she continued, "Are you still breathing?" "Yes," he said. "Can you see the sky? Feel the wind?" Again, "Yes." Then I told him, "If you only count what you've lost, your pain will never end. But if you notice what still remains, strength quietly returns." The man stopped crying, not because his problems disappeared, but because his thinking changed. Mrs. Hale looked directly at Laura. "Life rarely changes first," she said. "Our thoughts do." Laura whispered, "Can thinking differently really change anything?" Mrs. Hale replied, "Thinking differently changes you. And when you change, you face life with courage instead of fear." She paused, then added, "Tomorrow morning, wake up and say just one sentence. I will not give up today. That is where everything begins." Laura left with no money and no miracle, but with a lighter heart. The next morning, she stopped crying. She worked wherever she could, cooked with love, cared for her children, and repeated those words every day. Weeks later, a letter arrived. Her husband was alive. He had been ill, struggling, but now had a job. Money would soon follow. Laura ran to Mrs. Hale, tears of joy replacing fear. "You were right," she said. Mrs. Hale smiled gently. "No, my dear, you were brave. I only reminded you of what you already had inside." Soon, villagers began visiting Mrs. Hale, bringing worries instead of gifts. And she told them all the same thing. Guard your thoughts. Hope grows where despair is refused. And slowly, the village felt lighter, because one woman chose hope when giving up felt easier.